Okay, so today we're going to be looking at dividing polynomials using long division. Now long division is something you probably haven't seen since middle school. And usually the issue with long division is that there's a lot of steps. So on the side right over here, we have this acronym that can help us remember the steps of long division. So this acronym is called, Does McDonald's Sell Burgers? And now each of these letters, they're underlined because they stand for a specific operation or a step. So the D in does, you're going to divide. The M in McDonald's, you're going to multiply. And then the S in sell, that's going to be subtract. So instead of adding here with division, we're subtracting or we're minusing. And the B in burgers, that means bring down. Okay, so you're gonna see what we mean by bring down. Okay, so this is my polynomial. I'm dividing this polynomial by this. So whenever you're setting up a problem like this second polynomial, this is going to be our divisor. This goes outside of our house. And then this first polynomial, this is our dividend. This is the one being divided or cut up. So it goes inside the house. Remember in middle school, your teacher probably called this the house. Okay, so now we're going to start with our first step, which is to divide. So we're going to divide first. So to divide, right? Usually I'm going to start off with the first, I'm going to start with the first term of the second polynomial, so this one, the divisor. I'm going to divide this one by the first term of your dividend. So with my first step, divide, I'm going to do 2x to the fourth divided by x squared. Okay, so now so from yesterday, whenever we're dividing exponents, we know we're subtracting them. So x to the fourth divided by x to the second, that'll be the same as 4 minus 2. And then 2, there's nothing here, divided by 1, that gives you just 2. And our final answer would be 2x to the second. So this, I'm going to put it over where there is an x to the second. Now, if you notice from our original dividend, there is no x to the second. So I'm just going to write a 0, x squared. So I'm just filling up the polynomial. And now I'm going to put in the 2x squared I found in my problem. Now we're up to McDonald's. That's when we are multiplying. So here we're going to take our 2x squared and we're going to multiply it by the dividend. Sorry, the divisor. Ugh. So we're multiplying it or we are distributing it. Let me just move it down. Okay, good. Okay, so we're distributing them. So 2x squared times x squared, that's going to be 2x to the fourth. 2x squared times 3x squared, that's going to be 6x to the third. And 2x squared times 2, that's going to be 4x squared. So now I'm going to write this underneath my dividend. And I'm going to line up my like terms. And now we're up to the cell. We're up to the cell, which is subtract. So I'm going to start subtracting these. Okay, so these cancel out. Oh, we start at the end. So 0x squared minus 4x squared, that's going to give you a negative x squared. We have 3x cubed minus 6x cubed. That's going to give you a negative 3x cubed. And like I said before, these two cancel out. Okay, good. And now we're up to our bring down, which will be, so we're going to bring this down, this 5x, positive 5x. Okay, and now this process, the does McDonald's sell burgers, divide, multiply, sell, bring down, it's going to keep going. It's going to be an ongoing thing. So now we're going to, so now that we, until we have either a remainder or nothing left over when we divide. Okay, so let's start with our divide, right? So we're back to our step 1, which is divide. We're going to take the first term, again, we're dividing it by the second term down here. So we're going to be doing 3x cubed divided by x cubed. Now again, negative 3 divided by 1, that's just a negative 3. X cubed divided by x squared, that's the same as x to the 3 minus 2 power, which will just give me x to the first, or just plain x. So I'm going to put that right over the 5x. Okay, so now that I have this, I'm going to go up to multiply, my second step. So I'm going to take that negative 3x and I'm multiplying it by the divisor. That means distributing it. So negative 3x times x squared, that's going to give you negative 3x cubed. And then negative 3x times 3x, that's going to give you a negative 9x squared. And negative 3x times 2 will give you a negative 6x. So this I can write under here and subtract. So let me just do that. Oops, minus 9x squared minus 6x. And look, we have all our like terms underneath each other. But remember, we're subtracting. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to write my subtraction work on the side. So I'm doing a positive 5x minus 6x. So this one is going to give me, oh, a minus negative 6x. So I'm actually doing 5x minus negative 6x on this right side. We have a minus minus, so that's the same as saying what's 5x plus 6x. So this will just give me positive 11x. Now the same idea over here. I have a negative 4 for the middle term, negative 4x squared minus negative 9x squared. Double negatives, so we're actually doing addition. So negative 4x squared plus 9x squared. So this will give me a positive 5x squared. Ugh. And then over here, let me just bring this down a bit. I have a negative 3x cubed minus negative 3x cubed. So with these guys over here, I have another double negative, so this is the same as saying negative 3x cubed plus 3x cubed. And we know that this will be 0 because we have opposite terms. So this cancels out. Okay. All right, so we're up to here, and now we're up to our fourth step, which is just bring down our burgers. We're bringing down this. Okay, good. So, and just like before, we're going to go through the same process. We're going through this until we have nothing left to bring down. All right. So let's see. We're going to start from the very beginning, which is divide. And feel free to pause this video at any point so you can copy down these notes. Long division could be tricky because there's just a lot of steps, as you can see. But if you're organized and you follow the Does McDonald's Sell Burgers acronym, you'll be able to get it. Okay, cool. All right, so our first step, it's going to be what? It's going to be divide from D. So first we're going to divide. Let's divide our 5x squared divided by our x squared. So remember, I'm taking the first term from each of the new polynomial down here and the first term of the divisor. So it's always going to be like that. 5x squared divided by x squared. 5 divided by 1, that's a 5. And this is going to be, if you're doing x squared divided by x squared, that's the same as saying x to the 2 minus 2 power, which is 5, x to the 0. And remember, whenever we have x to the 0, that's automatically a 1. So you're actually doing 5 times 1, which will just give you 5. So this 5, and notice it's a positive, I'm going to put a plus 5 at the end right over here. Okay, so now what's my next step? I'm done with does. Now I'm up to McDonald's, which is multiply. So I'm going to start multiplying. So I'm going to take that 5 and I'm going to multiply it by our divisor. It's always going to be the divisor or that number outside of the house. Okay, and then we're just distributing it. So 5 times x squared, it's 5x squared. 5 times 3x, that's positive 15x. 5 times 2, that's positive 10. And now we're going to write this underneath. And now we're up to number 3, which is sell or subtract. So we're going to subtract these two polynomials. And let me just write my work on the side over here. So let's start at the right side. So I'm going to be doing -1 minus the positive 10. This is the same as saying -1 plus -10. And I'll just give you -11. Now in the middle, I'm going to be doing 11x minus 15x. This will be a -4x. And now here, this is going to be our first one, the one to the left. It's going to be 5x squared minus 5x squared, which will give you 0. So there's nothing there. So you notice how now I don't have anything to bring down. There's nothing here, it's just empty space or 0. This over here, this is going to be our remainder. And the way we want to write our remainder for our final answer, we have to include it. We want to put a plus right over here, and we're going to do, what was it? Negative 4x minus 11 divided by x squared plus 3x plus 2. So this is a little hard to see. Hold on a sec. But that will be our full answer. Let me see if I can write it on the side right over here. So my full answer, it's going to be 2x squared minus 3x plus 5 plus, let's put this in parentheses so we know it's together, 4x minus 11 divided by x squared plus 3x plus 2. Okay, so this will be our final answer. Now I'm going to take my remainder and I'm going to put it over my divisor. So this x squared plus 3x plus 2, I'm getting it from the divisor right over here. Okay, and this will be my final answer. So it was a lot of steps, but if you have that acronym down, does McDonald's sell burgers down, you'll be able to be successful. And with your problems for today, at least just try the problem so I can see what went wrong, what we need to fix, that sort of thing.